So I'm excited to roll up our sleeves and jump in and show you multiple ways, not just one, multiple ways that you can double your sales. It is easier than you realize. It's a simple pivot, a simple shift in what you're doing that can absolutely achieve this for you. So I'm Heather Ramsey, founder and head trainer at ReWired Worldwide. We work with entrepreneurs every day, upping their business, their sales, their success, their sanity, their satisfaction. We call it the dual approach to business, both the outer game of success and the inner game of sanity, twinned together, oscillating all the way up the ladder of life and the ladder of business. And this is the third part in a 4-part series in doubling your sales boot camp and rewired for success, and what's really possible for you as an entrepreneur and as a human in this world. Hopefully you've hit move 1 and move 2 as we move into move 3. So if you haven't, pause, make sure you download the number 1 and number 2, which is the sales booking formula, the sales closing checklist, and now we're on to doubling your sales business scorecard. And looking back, and if you haven't, pause this and really watch and take the training on move 1 and 2, and I'll be here, I promise. And to give you a mini recap, what we've got is, in the first move, it was the challenge of, okay, Heather, I don't have enough leads or sales calls booked in my calendar. And we took that endless networking and stack of business cards gathering dust and blew off the dust, and with one email template in 24 hours have sales booked in your calendar. Those are the conversations you wanted to have, and you said, okay, got it, I want that, and thank you. And then it was, okay, now I've got these sales booked in my calendar, now what do I do? How do I increase my closing ratio? Because we asked over 1,000 entrepreneurs what your challenges are in sales, and it was either lead generation and or sales conversion, or asking for the sale. What do I do? How do I move, as what I call it, from going from coffee to cash, going from all these lovely, oh, let's meet for coffee, and you meet for endless amounts of coffee, which takes hours to get there and to be there and to get back to your office, and you're still empty pocketed. And so that second move in this sales boot camp is sales closing checklist. What are the before, during, and after moves that are essential in every successful sale? And we drilled down specifically, as you may remember, on 2 or 3 key nuggets within the during unit of the sale of how to take your stance up to a whole new level. Because as I shared with you, I have an entirely different stance about sales than many people do. And in fact, one of my core beliefs is that to sell is actually to serve. It's not like, okay, I've got to get over the selling process and then eventually I'll get to be able to serve people with the things I love to do. Most people are born to serve and love what they do, and yet, quote unquote, hate the selling process. For us at ReWired, selling is serving. Because think about it, you've got your wonderful gift in the world that's going to die on the vine if you don't find the people who want it. And then there's people looking for you, hungry for what you have, and don't know where to find you. And they could, die, so to speak, unsatiated, not finding what you have to offer. And so what the selling conversation is saying, hi, how are you? I got that you've got some pain. Here's some gain, or here's Pleasure Island that I can offer to you. Is it a match for you? So first, they're relieved to find somebody like you. And second, they're grateful. I have people thanking me in the sales process, literally, unsolicitedly thanking me for sticking with them and for being a guide right across the finish line to decide together, yay or nay, is rewired for success or rewired for business optimal for them or not. And I have guided people to no's and guided people to yeses. And that is it. You are a guide to match and walk people through across the finish line in this sales conversation or closing conversation, which is a serving them conversation to see whether you and they are a great match. That's what the sales conversation is about at the core. So if you missed move 2 in doubling your sales bootcamp, make sure you nab it, grab it, download it, watch it, train on it, and apply it and get some wins from it. So really, without further ado, where we are here in this move 3 of doubling your sales bootcamp is, okay, Heather, thank you. I have more leads and sales booked in my calendar. I have better sales conversations and I'm closing more sales. I've increased my closing ratio. Thank you. And yet I still feel like it's not fly by night, hit and miss in terms of actually the rhythm of my sales. How do I build a bigger sales engine, shall we say, more systematizing, more volume in the pipeline, and more ease and flow of it occurring? And that's what this third move is about, which is 5 different ways to double or more, to double your sales with the business scorecard. So without further ado, I want to hop in there, make sure that you've got this printed out, the doubling your sales business scorecard. And interestingly enough, I could just give you a checklist of ways to double your sales, which would be generic. Why I did this in the context of creating an easy business scorecard for you is so you could see which of the ways to double your sales is where you're going to get the most leverage. So that's the logic behind the business scorecard. So without further ado, let's jump in. I'm going to just touch on 5 different ways, though we have many more. All right. So in number 1, I'm not going to walk you through the entire business scorecard. That's for you to do and to score yourself. I'm going to just highlight one area within each one of them. So under number 1, I'm going to look at 1C, which is around not only your target market. You might notice in 1A and B, I'm asking you, what is your target market? Do you know it? And how clear are you on it? Now, 1C gets at, which this was a game changer for me, when I asked myself, what percentage of my time do I actually focus on my target market? So in 1A, my clarity was an 8, and in 1B, I could tell you what my ideal target market was, but 1C, what percentage of time do I spend having conversations with my ideal target market? That was the scary yet high leverage. I was 20%, number 2 out of 10. So this is a key question, and most entrepreneurs that I ask are very low on this score. That's the temporary bad news. The immediate excellent news is that you've got an immediate way to leverage your sales and double your sales right here. By literally, imagine what would it take to double from 20 to 40% of my time. So from 2 to 4 in terms of my time, all of a sudden I've got an opportunity literally to double my sales by doubling my focus on my ideal, or my convos, I'll just do it for short, on my ideal target market. So that is opportunity number 1 for you, of many that are embedded in the first section of your business scorecard. So mark that down, score yourself, and look at what it would take to double your focus. It's just going to be more satisfying anyway. There's less, so to speak, coffee and more cash. You're converting more of those conversations to cash, way more satisfying for you and the people you're talking to. Because around the world, millions of business conversations, 95% of them are probably a waste of time because we're talking to the wrong people or we're not following through. So number 1, opportunity to double your sales. Now let's take a peek at the second one, and again I'm just going to take one of the many nuggets within each of these. So number 2, I'm going to also drill down on C. So earlier I'm asking you about your client results in number 2. So your client results, your irresistible client results, how clear are they to a prospect, not to you, that's not the key, to a prospect that meets you for the first time? Are they like, Heather, you're great, but what do you do again? No. I operate, when people ask me what I do, it's, well, in fact, I run 2 businesses. ReWired for Success boosts entrepreneurial success, and Stock Exec gets over 30% returns in the markets. Boom. Very clear. And each time they ask me, tell me more on either one, it continues to stay clear. So how clear are your results? That's the first part of number 2. Then we get into how desirable are they to the people you're talking to. So you want to score yourself. Let me just focus in on one of the many opportunities in number 2. Again, I'll look at 1C, which is clarity. So on a clarity scale, I find most entrepreneurs really struggle with this and are often in the 2, 3, sort of 4 zone. Let me give you a quick story. One of my clients, Laura Ellis, she came to me privately, a ReWired for a business client, and said, help me out. I've got lots of value to bring in the marketplace, but I'm not getting the traction. Sure. So first session, I asked her, what are your client results? What are the results that you produce for clients? And she said to me, I help executives make decisions. Now, if I was trying to befriend her, I'd say, isn't that lovely, Laura? But in fact, I was trying to support her as I do and be game-changing in terms of her results. So I said, well, with all due respect, if I was an executive listening to you as your prospect, I'd be saying, I already make decisions, and why do I need your help to make them? And she kind of laughed and kind of got it. And as much as her brand and her website and all kinds of marketing collateral was attached, as your marketing collateral might be attached to a particular message, she was teachable, which is key. And she was open to saying, okay, I got it. We started to break down the magic of what she actually produced for various clients. And we took 3, 4 sessions to do it. Was it worth it? Because when we went through the actual client results she produces and summarized them, the truth of the summary was, words, maybe draft and not exact, but the truth of what she produces for clients is she finds and or makes millions of dollars for executive and raises their profile internally in their companies and in the marketplace. That's quantitatively and qualitatively exactly what she did, and I even verified it by interviewing some of the executives she worked with, and we looked at the exact results, tallied them up on the millions of dollars. On one client alone, we racked up $4.5 million of results that she produced for them, along with raising their profile in the corporation and externally with their clients and in the marketplace. So that's a far cry, both clarity-wise and desirability-wise, from where she was, I help executives make decisions. So be tough, be rigorous, and be sexy and savvy and juicy in terms of the clarity of results that you produce. So wherever you are, if you are like most entrepreneurs on that 2 to 3 to 4 scale, give yourself an hour date or call a past client and interview them on terms of your results. Invest an hour, 2 hours, and you could literally be doubling the clarity and the desirability, and therefore doubling your sales by 2 times the clarity and or desirability of your client results. So desire, I'll put desire, but it's ability over there. So another way to double your sales. So you've got 2 ways. If you pause this training right now and just apply one of them, you'd be way ahead of your sales game, your revenue game. And imagine, just take a pause for a moment. What would it mean to you to have twice as much cash in your pocket, in your bank account, in your family, in your life, in the whether it's the renos that you're waiting to do, or the trip you're waiting to take, or the things you have said no to that you don't have to say no to anymore, that you can say yes to. It is literally minutes within your grasp, or 24 hours within your grasp. So go for it and apply these things. And we're not done. Let me give you a third opportunity of how you can double your sales. So the third area is all about your marketing. And so let's look at number 3, and I'm going to go past all of the questions, which I encourage you to do on your own time, and get to one, not only, but one of the ways within your marketing world to double your sales. And that very specifically is looking at not only what are your lead generation magnets on and offline. So online might be something you offer gratis, like we offer the Business Results Accelerator at ReWiredForSuccess.com. You could have offline strategies like networking or speaking at different events. So look at your lead generation on and offline and pick the top lead gen, the one that produces the most number of leads and or the most qualified leads, and simply double that strategy. So double, again, double your sales by doubling your top lead gen strategy, whatever that is. So for instance, if very simply, let's say you make 1 sales call a week, have 2 sales calls a week. You literally, it's within your grasp. It's that simple. Don't overcomplicate it. And focus on, the meat and potatoes, or the whatever, carrots and broccoli if you're vegetarian. But one of the key downfalls that when I'm working with entrepreneurs is that, and this is a tough but true, quite scary, answer sometimes to the question, what percentage of your time are you spending in expense versus revenue producing activity? And most entrepreneurs are 60, 70, 80 plus % in expense producing activities, the futzing around with softwares and IT and Facebook and whatever yada yada you're doing on a daily basis versus the revenue producing activity. And when I switch entrepreneurs, which I do through ReWired for Success and ReWired for Business, I literally tip the seesaw in their favor, nice as a concept, but actually as a game changing, as a habit changing pattern and systems to revenue producing activity. It is a game changer. And this is a little micro example within going from expense to revenue producing activity is from 1 sale to 2 sales calls a week. Or if you do 1 a day, from 1 to 2 sales calls a day, whatever that is. Or if you do 1 event a week where you speak and lead generate, go from 1 to 2 events a week. You've doubled your lead generating activity, and therefore you're doubling your sales pipeline and your funnel. So I can say lots more about marketing and lead generation, yet that is the simple version in a nutshell. So take your top lead gen strategy and double that pipeline, whatever that is for you. Beautiful. So 4th out of 5, as I promised, this is a mini doubling your sales boot camp here. Of course, on our live training, we walk you through this customizing your business in ReWired for Success. We're all over it. And for right now, in these few minutes, as you get familiar with ReWired Worldwide and knowing that it's a place where you can get it, you can do it, and you can achieve it, we're giving you 5 brief yet concrete things you can do today and be a game changer in the next 24 hours. So without further ado, the 4th one is specifically around your sales. And so on your sales, in the sales closing checklist, we gave you lots of ways to double your sales closing ratio. And so look at that second move, that second video right here on this page in terms of the sales closing checklist to double your sales closing ratio. And simpler than that is just simply doubling your sales activity. So you can literally double your sales by 1, you're doubling your top lead gen, and 2, by doubling your top sales activity. So whatever that is for you. And I sort of blended the examples in marketing and in sales, but just to make it clear, doubling your lead gen in number 3, doubling your sales activity in number 4 as your move to double your sales. So I'm excited for you to be out in the marketplace and have more selling service conversations where people are looking for you, they're thrilled to have met you, you're thrilled to satisfy the need and fulfill the need that they've been looking for. So doubling your sales activity, because as I say, most entrepreneurs are doing more expense producing activity in their day. What if you just shifted one of those, dare I say, wasteful hours that you're doing now into 1 more sales call or 1 more sales event that you speak at? So that is, when I want to keep it simple, I don't want to expand on it or complicate it. I'm intentionally keeping this simple. So don't be fooled by the simplicity of this. Be in action and appreciativeness of the simplicity and the success of it. Great. So final and number 5 for now, not exhaustive in the ReWired repertoire by any means, but number 5 is more on your inner game. So we talked at the beginning that we really take the dual approach to business, both doubling your sales and your success and your sanity, your outer game and your inner game. So this really focuses in on your sanity and your satisfaction in business. And I know it ain't all perfect for a lot of entrepreneurs. The day-to-day can be lonely, it can be frustrating, it can be fear-based, it can be full of doubt and question and wondering whether you're doing the right thing or you're crazy, or maybe your parents or your friends are right, you should go get a job, blah, 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 blah. And this whole world, number 5, and we have a whole repertoire in ReWired for Success around that, many ways to double the effectiveness of your inner game. We teach people how to reframe in minutes versus months, the rats in your head. We teach people how to reframe your conscious dialogue that you're saying to yourself internally or externally. And a simple way for now that I can say to double your sales in terms of your sanity is doubling your sales by doubling the things you love to do, and you're going to love me for this, love to do in your business. So most entrepreneurs are doing a lot of stuff. They're suffering from this multiple hat syndrome. Okay, this hour or this minute, I'm going to do accounting, and then I'm going to throw that off, and then I'm going to do IT, and I'm going to throw that off, and then I'm going to run social media, and I'm going to throw that off, and then I'm going to look for a virtual assistant so I don't have to do all this. But oh my God, I got to go on Upwork to find them. I'll do it next week. You know, it's that kind of day-to-day that's crazy making, for one. And 2, no fun. 3, it sucks your energy. And 4, and I think most importantly, it's ineffective. It's a formula for failure. And we're about formulas for success. And so in terms of you doubling the things that you love to do in your business, this was a game changer for me. When I got that most entrepreneurs, there's about 7 different departments and therefore hats to wear in your business. There's admin, and there's IT, and there's marketing, and there's sales, and there's actually serving your clients, surprise, surprise, and creating your content or your product or your service that you're going to be serving them with. So 6, 7 key departments. And when I got and asked myself, and I would encourage you to ask the same question, what are the most important roles that I play in my business for it to succeed? It was very clear to me. Sell, serve, and create. And when I got that, I can't tell you the relief I had. Oh, sell, serve, and create. And therefore everything else I should and am in the process of systematizing, or have already done, systematizing and outsourcing. What a relief. And so what are the key things you should be doing? And whatever those are, it may be serving. And therefore by serving, you'll get better referrals and double your sales. It might be creating, and so you create better material and therefore better results, and therefore you double your sales. Or it may be directly doubling the sales that you do, and then obviously you're going to double your sales. But the key is, is to focus on what you love to do and what's most effective in your business, and double the time you do that. That's only one tip of the iceberg in the whole sanity and satisfaction. We have a lot of inner game tools. We're known for the effectiveness of literally rewiring entrepreneurs for higher success, sanity, satisfaction, cash, sales, you name it. And that's one of our biggest fortes. And so I want to invite you, and I'm going to pause here. If you do any one of these 5 moves, and I've only touched the tip of the iceberg of what I can deliver to you, you have a slam dunk path, or what we call a track to win on, to double your sales. And work with me live. Only twice a year do I open up my calendar to work with entrepreneurs live in the live training. So book your seat. There's a link on this page, so click there and reserve a seat. There's only a few windows in terms of the live Double Your Sales Bootcamp training or webinar where I can work with you directly live. It's not me yapping at you. I'm literally facilitatively, which is rare, interacting with you live. So ensure, gratis, that you get a seat in one of those live trainings. There's only a few that are coming up in the next few days. So click now, reserve your seat. That's a key move. And knowing that on Monday, we're going to give access to the entire ReWired for Success program, where we have 8 major success moves that run you through what the top 5% do that the rest wish they knew, the foundation of success. And we set your sales targets and we set your track to win for sales. And this time, for the first time ever, I'm adding on key marketing modules and key sales modules that will drill down even deeper on the key ways to be doubling your marketing and doubling your sales. So I'm excited for you to both get that live training and to access the ReWired for Success program that's opening up on Monday. So make sure you watch your inbox. First, click spot on the live training right here on this page right now, and then Monday morning 9 a.m. wherever you are, open up your inbox because you will have access to the full ReWired for Success program. I'm excited to serve you. I'm excited to get more sales in your calendar, more closing, more streamline of ways to double your sales, and to give you the foundation, even before that, to give you the foundation of success of what the top 5% do that the rest truly wish they knew on the outer game of business success and on the inner game of success and satisfaction. So for now, this is move 3 in the Sales Doubling Bootcamp. Stay tuned, book your seat in the live training, and stay tuned for Monday morning to get access to the full ReWired for Success program. I'm excited to serve you. Heather Ramsey, ReWired Worldwide, rewiring you for success, sales, sanity, and happiness.